Greetings from LA, my dear friends. This is Daisuke live. It's right now Saturday, the 14th of December, 2024. It's just after, it's 12:30 p.m. where I am on a Saturday afternoon, so early Saturday afternoon. So I'm here live, and I wanted to use the live stream format, if I could, to respond and react in real time, as it were, with regard to the recent announcement made by the Criterion Collection during this year of 2024, or I should say specifically, the Criterion Collection made its announcement with respect to its planned releases for March 2025. And so you can check out the website, criterion.com, for more information about the planned releases, write-ups about the films themselves, and also planned cover art designs, and then also specifications, technical specifications, and planned supplements to be included with each of the releases, as well as other releases, by the way, in the Criterion Collection physical media catalog. But I thought I might do things different. You know, I usually do the reaction. Daisuke reacts to the Criterion monthly announcement. I usually do it in a kind of recorded fashion, and I edit it together. But I was taken a little bit by surprise because I wasn't expecting the announcement to be made on the Friday. And it was made, I think, yesterday, Friday. So I looked at it, but I wasn't able to make a video. So I thought, if it's okay with you, my dear friends, I'd like to change up the format a little bit and then just respond to it in live stream fashion, if it's okay. So I don't know how well I'm gonna do this. I'm not so good with this sort of stuff, but let me see what I can do, and we'll go from there. Oh, by the way, if anyone's interested, after this, I'm going to be uploading my video discussion about Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. It's about, I think it's about like an hour and 30 minutes or something like that. So, but anyway, so I'd like to take this opportunity then. It's just a slightly different format, so I might mess things up a bit. But I'd like to take this opportunity to go through the Criterion Collection's website with regard to its planned releases for March 2025. So it's about approximately 3 months or so from now. So very exciting news. Let's see how I can do this. What can I do? How shall I do this here? New. Can I do it this way? I hope so, maybe. Can I do that? I'm just trying to figure out how to do the Shift 7. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, let's see. How do I share my screen? How do I share my screen? I don't know. Sorry, I'm having technical issues. More, you know, it's actually more like I'm not used to the I'm not used to this particular things here. So I'm gonna well, it's okay. I'll play it by ear, and I'll just go through it. So if I'm going to go through the Criterion Collection website right now, and of course I'll also try to address comments in the chat while we go along. But if it's okay with you, let's just go to the website directly at criterion.com and see what they have in store for us here. So, okay, here we go. How am I going to do this? There we go. Whoops. That's not it. Sorry about this. I'm having some technical issues here. So, okay, I can't share my screen for whatever reason, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll have to play it by ear. So I'm looking at the website right now, and it says available March 4th, 2025. And this is a title which is designated, or already designated, as Criterion Collection Spy number 36. And this is a film which is described as being from the year 1953. And the name of the filmmaker is Henri-Georges Clouzot. And once again, pardon me for my terrible pronunciation. But Clouzot film. And the name of the work in English is The Wages of Fear. Okay, The Wages of Fear is already in the Criterion Collection Physical Media Catalog. It is a landmark film. It is a suspense tour de force. It is, I mean, what is the phrase? Nail biter. It really is a nail biter of a film. This is a really intense film. From Clouseau, who is, among other things, known for his films that are this kind of high octane intensity. This is just off the charts intense. It's really fascinating. It's great. It's so entertaining. It's so suspenseful. It's yeah, it's fantastic. So it already exists in the Criterion Collection Physical Media Catalog. The Wages of Fear does, but now we're getting a 4K or new 4K digital restoration, and so The Wages of Fear. So my I guess, how should I put it? I've always been a big fan of this film, The Wages of Fear. I don't think I've ever spoken about it directly on this channel, so this will give me an opportunity to speak about it a bit more. But I'm a huge fan of Clouseau, the works that I've seen by Clouseau. And I think perhaps this could be the one that sings Clouseau's work for me the most, if that's a way that I can express it. So that's a kind of The Wages of Fear. I mean, it's also in many ways it's always been a part of the Criterion Collection, even I think all the way back from the Laserdisc days. But it's always been a part of the Criterion Collection Physical Media Catalog. Clouseau and The Wages of Fear has a kind of, how should they put it, a deep connection with, say, Janus films and the various films from Europe, for example, that were brought over in terms of North American distribution, courtesy of Janus Films, into the sort of the 20th century distribution history, etc., and the like. So it has that art house thriller, a cross section appeal, which is intense and incredibly sort of a volatile film. So highly entertaining. I would say too that it is in many ways, I think, a great example par excellence of the artistry of Clouseau. And it is so, I think, well paced and well developed. I mean, it's so easy to get into the rhythms of in terms of its story. So if you have not yet seen The Wages of Fear by Clouseau, now is your opportunity to do so, because we're getting a new 4K restoration. Now, I think the current releases of the film, I think, are really quite splendid. So it'll be interesting to try to do my albeit and admittedly very shallow comparison, or my attempt to try to compare in my own head what how I feel about the release when it comes in. But anyway, that's The Wages of Fear going forward. Now I'm going to try. Let me just stop here for a moment. And let me just try one more other thing. Now I'm doing this live thing for the first time with the Criterion reactions. So ideally I'd like to share my screen, but I'm not sure how to do it here, or it's not letting me do it here. So for whatever reason, okay, shift. Just give me 1 second here. I do it that way? Oh no, that's not letting me do it. Oh well, that's okay. That's okay. We'll have to. Oh. Let's see, can I add something? No, I can't do anything. Okay, here we go. Never mind. Never mind. Sorry about that. I'm back. So that's the first title that's going to be released. And this is going to be scheduled for release on March 4th, 2025. So this is Henri-Georges Clouseau's The Wages of Fear. So now let me now turn to the next title. And again, I apologize for my terrible presentation skills here. I apologize. The next title is scheduled for release March 11th, 2025. And this is a title which is described as being from the year 1981. It's spine number 691. So this is a title that actually already also currently exists in the Criterion Collection, and a very serviceable, quite excellent Blu-ray. But now we have the occasion, or the opportunity, on the occasion of March 2025, to get a new, is it a new yes, it's new 4K digital restoration of the director's cut, according to the materials on the Criterion web page. And this is from the filmmaker Michael Mann. Again, scheduled for release March 11th, 2025. The film is Thief. So Thief is, again, getting the 4K restoration treatment, and thus it's getting the 4K UHD and Blu-ray reemergence in the Criterion Collection. Michael Mann's Thief is one of those, I think, quite supreme, excellent films. I mean, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of Michael Mann film release love of late. I'm making this announcement reaction December 2024, and I think there's also some great news from other labels about the release of a film directed by Michael Mann called The Keep. And then we're also getting a re-release of this film, Thief, courtesy of the Criterion Collection 4K in March 2025. So, have I spoken about this film? I think I have in passing. I might have, or I might have spoken about it more in passing. But no matter, because it'll be a great opportunity to talk about it again. Let me just say that I think what I have said is I hope that I live as long as possible. I hope I don't shuffle off this mortal coil early. I hope I have a long-lasting life. But whenever I will expire from this world, whenever I shall pass away, I hope one of my wishes is at my funeral, I hope that one of the pieces of music that will be played at my funeral to celebrate my life for the what I have left behind, or whatever the case may be. It is my sincerest hope that one of the pieces of music that I hope is played at my funeral will be one of the very classic tunes from the Michael Mann film Thief. And I don't want to be overly specific, but it's a piece of music that is heard at a very climactic moment of the film Thief. So that's my roundabout way of trying to express just how much I appreciate Michael Mann's work, and I really admire Thief. I like its no nonsense approach. It knows what it wants to do, and the plot knows where it wants to go and just goes there, which I really appreciate, and it makes it, I think, very clear and very a very easy to follow kind of process, while again laying the groundwork for some really great performances, like say Weld and Belushi, and then also of course James Caan, one of the great James Caan performances. So this is again scheduled for release in March 11th, 2025. The re-release, but using the 4K format, purported to be based on a new 4K digital restoration of the director's cut, which is Michael Mann's film Thief. So that's March 11th, 2025. Okay, so let me just stop here and go to the chat and say hello to everyone before I recommence with my comments here. So Gabrielle is here. Good afternoon, Gabrielle. Hello. First in the chat. Well done. Scott is here. Happy Saturday to you, Scott. I hope your weekend is going well. National Coaster News, my dear friend. How are you? I'm doing well. How are you? How are you? It's great to see you. Cacti Ripper. Great to see you, Cacti. David Andrews here. Hello. Jared, hello. Yes, Thief Godzilla. Yes, we'll be talking about the Godzilla film momentarily. I hope you're having a great weekend too, Jared. Michael, hello, Daisuke. Hello, Michael. How are you? Archie Cinema, yeah. Archie Cinema, always hooking me up with all the great news and updates. You are the best, my dear friend. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm watching a lot of those early Capra movies, thanks to you. David Andrew. Oh, yes. So Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, it will... my discussion on Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid will be up. I think I'll wait a couple hours or so, but it will be up later today. I think it turned out very well. I'm happy with it. I mean, I'm not the most perfect spokesperson when it comes to discussion of cinema, but even in my own very, very limited and very imperfect way of expressing myself, I was overall very happy with how it turned out. It's quite long to maybe take into consideration, among other things, the availability of these versions in the Criterion Collection's release of it. The 50th anniversary release, and then I think it's the second of the preview cuts. It's known as the final preview cut, which has never been, I've never seen it before until this release. And then there was the theatrical version. Those are, I'll cut to the chase and just say it'll be up there in terms of my favorites, Criterion releases from 2024. It's really one of it could be one of the all-time greats. But anyway, oh, Kevin, hello. How are you doing? How are you? How are you? East Video Store, Sorcerer. Oh yes, Sorcerer. Yes, yes. So you allude to the great relationship between William Friedkin's Sorcerer and Clouseau's The Wages of Fear. Those are two. Good for you, my dear friend. Good for you. Good for you. RG Cinema. So you're gonna say, let's see. There's a 4K scan playing at my local theater. Gonna check it out. Oh, good for you. Good for you. A Criterion channel. By the way, I have to say that I have been able to subscribe to the Criterion channel. So for a year, I think there was a little deal to get a discounted subscription. It was the past, whatever it was, Black Friday or Cyber Monday or something like that. So thank you. So I'm now a Criterion channel subscriber. So I'm now watching these Criterion channel titles. The first film. So I subscribed to the Criterion channel maybe like a week or so ago. So the first film that I saw on the Criterion channel as this new subscriber was a film which is called in English, what is it? What's the English title? Castles of Sand, I think it's called. It's a Japanese film from the early 1970s by this filmmaker named Yoshitaro Nomura. That's a great whodunit mystery type of film. I like murder mystery thrillers. So. And that's one of the quirkiest ones in Japanese 70s cinema. It's really great. It's so weird and offbeat. It's fantastic. And one of my favorite Japanese actors is in it, Tetsuro Tamba, who I think might be well known in say James Bond film fan circles as being Tiger Tanaka. In the James Bond film You Only Live Twice. So he makes a very prominent appearance as the main inspector in that film. It's a really classic film. But anyway, thank you, artist. Zach G. What is this, Zach G? What are you doing to me, Zach G? What is this? With a super chat. What a lovely... You didn't have to do that, my dear friend. Wow, but you're very, very kind. What is this message that you sent to me, Zach? You say, just wanted to say, I love your enthusiasm in your videos. Keep it up. Wow. What are you doing to me, Zach? This is very kind of you. I will be able to buy I mean, I shouldn't overdo it on the sweets. I'm trying to keep my waistline slim. But I'll probably, I haven't had a Twix bar in a long time. I've tried to hold off on those, but I'm going to have to indulge and get a little small Twix bar, one of those small ones. But thank you so much for this. This is so kind of you. Very, very kind of you. I might, I was kind of hesitating making some purchases on the recent, what is it, the Kino Lorber Winter Wonderland sale or whatever it's called, which I think is ending tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So, but I might use this to try to maybe get some titles. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I've been meaning to get some Kino Lorber titles, but I just I kind of overdid it this month because I mean, among other things, I got the CC40 set, which I'll probably make a video about later before the end of the year, but I had to save up on that, but that meant I had to pull back on a number of other purchases. But that's very kind of you, Zach. You're really, really kind. Warmest regards and happy holidays. Thank you so much. Thank you. Just started pressing buttons. Thank you. Just started pressing. Thank you. Andrea, hello from Florence, Italy. You say, oh, hello, greetings. Greetings. It's nice to see you. And Archie says, I want Thief bad, but with Criterion back catalogs coming left and right, I'm glad I waited. Definitely must buy. Yes. Archie said, I want, let's see, I did that. And Ken says, oh, hello, Ken. Nice to see you. Horrible show. Tanner, horrible show. Oh, gosh, it's always nice to see you, my dear friend. What's going on? What's going on? I was, whenever I think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I always think of horrible show because Tanner has the best Arnie impersonation. I'd love to talk about the film Batman and Robin with Tanner, with him doing the talk entirely in the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. That would be really great. Anyway, Zach, you're the best. Thank you so much. Thank you. William, greetings from Sweden. I've been wanting to see Night Moves. That's another one we'll talk about. Yes, yes, I adore Arthur Penn's Bonnie and Clyde and everything it did for cinema. Yes. Let's see. RJ said you'll enjoy the Criterion Channel, but you'll pretty much have everything they have. It's well, the Criterion Channel has a number of titles that aren't on physical media release, and actually, some of them, the films that I mentioned, I have. There's a little bit difficult to find even in Japanese DVD or Blu-ray, so it's really quite impressive. I'm very impressed with the titles. Okay, I'm gonna return to the chat, but let me go back to the Criterion titles from March. So we talked about The Wages of Fear, scheduled for release March 4th, and then we talked a little bit about Thief, March 11th. Let's go next. Scheduled for release March 18th, 2025, and this is for Spy Number 1254. And this is a film which is described as being from the year 1989. The name of the director is Kazuki Omori. And the name of the film in English is called Godzilla vs. Biolante. So, new 4K digital restoration, according to this, plus new commentary track with Sam Dane. So, where is it? Here it is. This is it? Yeah, this is it. So, I don't know if I'm going to have to retire my. I mean, there's another release I have loose, but I might have to retire this, or maybe not. I won't. But what a very interesting turn of events. Godzilla versus Biolante is. It is a. Well, this is absolutely thrilling news. I love this film, and I love this period of Godzilla films. This is from the late 80s, on sort of ushering in what is commonly known as the Heisei era of the Godzilla films, which is taken from how sort of year chronology is handled in Japanese sort of calendar years, and so Japan uses the Western years like 1981, 1982, 1983, but there's also a way in which it counts years based upon using sort of the emperor rule at the time. So Heisei era. Is the way in which this period of Japanese Godzilla films is tended to be grouped together, much like the phrase Showa era Godzilla films, which was used for that really great Spine 1000 release of the Godzilla films. The Showa era from which is generally considered to be the Godzilla films that were released from circa 1954 all the way up to Terror of Mechagodzilla, which is 1975, and that ended. And you can say also kind of the film that was released in 1984 in Japan, which is called Godzilla, or in English is sometimes referred to as The Return of Godzilla, and there's a release of it with the English dub with Raymond Burr called Godzilla 1985. That's often considered to be maybe Heisei era, Showa era on the cusp, or sort of end of the one era and beginning of another era. But then Godzilla versus Biollante is right into this quote unquote new era of Godzilla films. So this is a huge deal. It's a single release of a Godzilla film in this new era. So I'm not sure what that means in terms of other Godzilla films. I'm not sure what that means. Will we get a Heisei era set? I'm not sure. It would be nice if that happened, but again, I have no idea. But the fact that we're getting Godzilla versus Biollante in this fashion, I think is very cool. It is continuing the relationship between Godzilla or Toho and Criterion, which seems to be quite healthy, I suppose. And not to mention the fact that this is such a great film. I mean, how to describe Godzilla versus Biollante? You've got a I mean, I don't want to get into too many details, but you have a design creature. I mean, first of all, you have Godzilla back, and you have got the new sort of 80s. It'll usher into the 90s design of Godzilla. Very cool design. And then you have also the setup of a kind of world building, which is really quite impressive. This world building will also usher in certain details that will kind of be prolonged all the way throughout other films in the quote-unquote Heisei era, and you'll find a lot of those establishment points in this great film, Godzilla vs. Biollante. And then also you have a creature design in the sort of the Godzilla versus Biollante dynamic, which is also fascinating. I think it's been described oftentimes as Godzilla meets Godzilla and Little Shop of Horrors or something like that, which is not a knock against the film at all. This is one of the best. And as I say, it's establishing so much. And also in many ways, the film Godzilla vs. Biollante is a kind of a landmark film. The film that occurred before this in the series, Return of Godzilla, in many ways that was the return of Godzilla. But Godzilla vs. Biollante is really, it's just cementing the Godzilla film franchise into the 80s, late 80s, into the 90s in this very confident way. Not to mention, of course, that it is a really, it is a phenomenal Godzilla film. Really great. So I'm so happy for this. And of course, I perhaps will be sharing in the curiosity that I'm sure is felt by others and wondering whether there might be more of these newer Godzilla films to be in the Criterion Collection. Will there be a box set? I'm not sure. I have no idea. But this is even if we don't get a box set, having this in the Criterion Collection like this is really great. And the physical media catalog, it's really great. I mean, the artwork alone seems to signal to me this is very similar to the artwork that we saw with the Showa era set. So I don't know. But in any event, this is very cool. Very cool indeed. And as far as I know, too, I think Godzilla vs. Biollante, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a little bit hard to get in terms of physical media release in North America. So if that's the case, then the changing the tides in that regard with the relatively speaking wide accessibility of a Criterion release like this is just further cause for celebration. So well done. This is fantastic, and I love this film, Godzilla vs. Biollante, very much. It would have been nice if we got Return of Godzilla as well, from 84, 85, but that's okay. I guess we can't have it all. This is fine for me for now. So again, scheduled for release March 18th, 2025, in what's purported to be a new 4K digital restoration, Godzilla vs. Biollante. And it says here, let's see. Okay, yeah. So okay. We'll talk more about the details of this when we talk about it, but we'll talk about it next year when it arrives. So that's very cool. Godzilla vs. Biollante. This is very cool. Biollante, it's a very formidable foe. Very formidable foe. So and I'll leave it at that. But anyway, that's the third of the Criterion releases. So now let me go to the comments section here. And then we'll talk about the rest of the titles. But first here, Kevin Zelaya, hello. 300 versus Braveheart. Which do you like more? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. I've never thought about it that way. I think maybe. I mean, I think they're both really fine films. I think maybe I might be more inclined towards Braveheart because that's a little bit closer to. I saw that earlier, and that there's a lot. It was quite a stirring film, but both films are quite great. So, it's just for me personally. Oh yes. Oh, Last Action Hero. Speaking of Arnold, well done. Yes. Oh gosh, I can just imagine you talking about it was in the movie or something. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. Ohen, hello, Ohen. Wages of Fear, what a masterpiece. Anyone who's a fan of Freak and Sorcerer will love this. Of course, yes, that's a great observation. Well done, well done. Optimus got slimed. Hello, my dear friend. Hello, greetings. Cacti Ripper, you finished the run of Twin Peaks Plus. Fire Walk with me. Well done. You talk about some views that you might have about the second part of the second season. Well done. Oh, I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled about this. To borrow a line from Gordon Cole, it's exciting. I feel like my stomach is filled with a team of bumblebees. Well done, Seth, my dear friend Seth. Hello. The last films I watched, the Criterion Blu-ray release of White Material and all that jazz, I was blown away by both these new announcements. Look great. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear friend. Owen says, while Thief is not a remake, Rififi, yes, in the 1980s by Malcolm Mann, it would be something like Thief. That's a very interesting observation. You're absolutely right. Yes. And Khaki Ripper, Fire Walk with Me was really great as well. Don't think I love it as much as the show, but I've been thinking about it over the past. Oh yes, watch it over and over again. It's great. This is a Formica table. Let's see. Very good. Yes. There's some more stuff along the way, and I have to. The discussion on the new series will come on this channel too. Oh, Kevin, thank you so much for the follow up. Thank you so much. What were the new ones? Is this new ones regarding what, I wonder? But anyway, yeah, let me know what you're referring to, Tyler. But it's nice to see you. All right, so now let me go back to the Criterion Collection page again. Sorry for those who are joining. Like my presentation skills, as always, are my lack thereof are on display for everyone to see how terrible I am at doing this. But okay, I can't share my screen, so I'm just playing it by ear. So we've talked about The Wages of Fear for March 4th, and we've talked a little bit about Thief, which is going to be released March 11th, and now we've just finished speaking about Godzilla vs. Biollante for March 18th, and now also scheduled for release March 18th, 2025, in what is purported to be a new 4K digital restoration of the 1976 release version. This is for spine number 1253. It looks like we have a Blu-ray disc option or a 2-disc DVD option. So it's great we have the DVD option. And this is from the filmmaker Charles Chaplin, from a film described as being from the year 1923. And this is A Woman of Paris. A Woman of Paris. So Chaplin's A Woman of Paris is coming to the Criterion Collection in this way. So this is also really exciting news. I haven't spoken about Chaplin's work, I think, at all, or maybe very limited way on this channel. So that's also my own weakness, one of many weaknesses that I have, and as displayed in parallel in this channel. But yeah, I am an admirer of Chaplin's work, and as those of you who know Chaplin's work will attest to, I mean, this is a very fascinating and curious and quite an interesting film in the overall catalog of Chaplin. I mean, this is this has a certain degree of, how should I mean, not to say that his other films don't, right? They do, but there's a way in which this has a lot of surprises for those who might have certain expectations of the works of Chaplin, while also being at the heart, very much at the heart and soul. This is very much a Chaplin film, with the great central performance Edmund Purgan's performance, sort of as the title of the film suggests. So really quite a, and I think this has gotten a lot of great attention, although perhaps its availability has been, maybe relatively speaking, not impossible, but somewhat limited. But again, I think the more eyes and the more attention given to Chaplin's work, and a work like this, which is, again, I think situated in a very fascinating part of his body of work, well done. So very excited about this. And it's described as being, as I say, a new 4K digital restoration with alternate score from 2005 and a number of supplements which you can, I'm sure, look at in terms of the in your own viewing the Criterion website. So this is scheduled for spine number 1253. So again, another surprise for me. I'm very excited about this one. So, Woman of Paris, scheduled for release March 18th, 2025. David says season 3 of Twin Peaks is amazing. So there's some Twin Peaks discussions here. It's Kubrick. Happy holidays, my dear friend. Yeah, some happy holidays. It's nice to see you as always. Hope all is well. Is it cold where you are? It's a little bit chilly where I am here, but we don't have any snow or anything like that, so it's not. But I hope all is well. You're watching a lot of great movies, my dear friend. Archie, Woman of Paris looks amazing. Yes. And check out on the channel, the Criterion channel. Good idea. Good idea. Tyler says, "Oh, the only Criterion disc I've bought is Thief, and that was a few months ago." Oh, okay. Okay. Well, maybe you can hold on to this, or you don't have to go for the 4K option just yet, or maybe you want to do that in March, and then you can maybe sell your Blu-ray of it. It's your choice. Your choice. It's a great film. It's really fantastic. I love it. Oh, my dear friend, CGJR. Greetings, Daisuke. I've only slightly started my Chaplin journey, so a new Criterion of his is on my list. I've seen some of his classics, some of his Mr. Voodoo. These are my favorite. Oh, that's a good choice. That is a good choice. Tom! Oh, Tom, my dear friend. Yes, I thought this was going to be one of your regular Criterion announcement videos. I'm doing it in this live fashion format because I was kind of caught off guard. And also maybe just try to spice it up a bit. Although I'm really terrible. I wanted to do like the split screen thing or show my screen, but I can't do this. What is it? What is it with me and technology? I don't know what it is, but that's okay. I'm trying to just do it like this. And also, I'm actually my video creating schedule is pretty packed over the next couple weeks. That I have to, if I'm gonna try to talk about all the 2024 releases before the end of the year, I have to do like a few a day or something like that. So I really am behind on this, but I'm doing my version. By the way, I just saw the film. What was it with Léa Seydoux, which is called The Beast. I just saw that. I saw that last night. I got my batch of Criterion Collection purchases. I got the box yesterday, so I got the 4K of Paris, Texas, and I got No Country for Old Men, and I got 8.5 Ultimate Metal, and then I got The Beast, the Janus Contemporaries. So I'd never seen The Beast, so I put that in a player, and I saw it last night. And wow, what a peculiar film! I'm kind of, my head is still, I'm trying to wrap my brains around it, trying to get a grasp of it. Maybe I might try to watch it again before I talk about it. It's like I don't know. It's great and it's peculiar. What is it? It's like Henry James meets David Cronenberg meets Last Year at Marienbad or something like that. Yeah, something. Yeah, or gosh, it's and it's so. I mean, there's like I had to use a. I think it was the first time maybe I had to the film wasn't over. I had to use my phone to scan the QR code or something like that, and I had to get more of the film. So it was like really like very interactive. But anyway, so The Beast. So anyway, Sorry about that. But then, Tom, nice to see you, my dear friend. Thank you so much for showing up. Oh, I skipped over one. So Cooper Clever says, pretty cold where you are. So stay warm, my dear friend. And you said, watch, Vineyard of some Nightmare Sisters. And I knew it was going to be cheesy camp, so I went with those expectations. Good, but really not that great. CGJR, what's Chaplin? Oh gosh, it probably it's so difficult to say, but the one that I cling to perhaps with a lot of sentiment and a lot of emotion is City Lights. Tyler, can't wait to watch The Beast. Yes, yes. Oh, like me. So we're also fairly recent in terms of our joining, getting our Criterion Channel subscription. So yes. Have you seen The Substance with Demi Moore? I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. I've heard so many things about it. Great film, and the ending is crazy good. I've heard something about that, yes. The weirder the better, says David Andrew. All right, so let me go to the chat. Let me go back to the Criterion page. So we've spoken a bit about The Wages of Fear for March 4th, Thief, March 11th, Godzilla vs. Biollante, March 18th. A Woman of Paris, March 18th as well. So next up, scheduled for release March 25th. This is also a huge surprise. I haven't thought about this film in quite a while. I've seen this film before, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Scheduled for release March 25th, 2025. So 2525. This is a film which is described as being from the year 1984, and for spy number 1256. The filmmaker's name is Alan Rudolph, and this is such a what a 80s film. This is Choose Me. Choose Me is coming to the Criterion Collection. Alan Rudolph's Choose Me is coming to the Criterion Collection. This is really far out. I haven't seen this film in quite a while. And when I saw the film, it has there's a very interesting way in which it's intertwining aspects of, say, character and space and exploration of sort of emotion and desire and sexuality, as well as other types of interactions. And it's done in a way that I think has a lot of sort of depth and purpose to it, while also being quite arresting, and quite a great example of it's early to mid 1980s. Oh, this is such an interesting choice. Oh, this is really interesting, and to my knowledge, I don't think it's gotten. Has it gotten anything? I know there's a I think a really good and reliable DVD release of this. I think, but. I don't know anything beyond it, so I don't know if it had like a Blu-ray release from elsewhere or not. Probably not, I'm not sure. But in any event, this is very exciting news. And not to mention that this is going to be a 4K digital restoration with the option of purchasing the 4K Blu-ray release or the single disc Blu-ray. No DVD option, unfortunately, but that's okay. But and it's a great cast, too. Geneviève Bujold and Leslie Ann Warren. And Keith Harington, yes, of course, Keith Harington. Oh, this is such a great cast. Really fascinating. They're all great. I'm such a big fan of Bujold's work and Leslie Ann Warren's work, very much so. So, in any event, this is really nice, pleasant surprise. This is, scheduled for release March 25th, 2025, and this is Choose Me, so Alan Rudolph's Choose Me, so it'd be interesting to see what the reaction of this is, but we'll talk about this when we explore it and discuss it again when it gets released in the latter half of March next year, so very exciting. That cover art too, that's great stuff, really great stuff, but anyway, Choose Me in the Criterion Collection. And let me just round out, also March 25th, 2025. This is scheduled for release at Spy number 1255, a film which is described as being from the year 1975. And the name of the filmmaker is Arthur Penn. The name of the film is Night Moves. So Gene Hackman's, one of the great Gene Hackman performances. Gene Hackman performance a 1970s Gene Hackman performance in an Arthur Penn film. I mean, this has got everything. Night Moves. This is another phenomenal film. The kind of sort of a twisted detective story in many aspects. It's really quite something. Oh, this is so great. This is really great. I mean, this is surprising too. I don't know. I don't have the previous release, but I know I know it had right. This has already been released. I think fairly recently on a kind of good Blu-ray. Was it? Which I don't have, but well, this is interesting in terms of getting not just a release by Criterion, but what is described as being a new 4K digital restoration, with also a new audio commentary, and some new supplements. So this is really fantastic. Scheduled for release on the 4K Blu-ray or a Blu-ray. So no DVD option, unfortunately. But oh well, we can't have it all, I suppose. But in any event, this is also being scheduled for release March 25th, 2025, for Arthur Penn's Night Moves. So very exciting stuff. So we have Night Moves, and then Choose Me for the 25th. And then the previous week we'll have Chaplin's A Woman of Paris and Godzilla vs. Biollante. And then that week prior will be Thief, the re-release of Thief, and then Henri-Georges Clouzot's The Wages of Fear for March 4th. So, is that it? I think. I mean, what did I say? That's it. I mean, that's a lot already. That's a lot on our plate. But that's really cool. How do you feel about these titles, my dear friends? Let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is really cool to be able to talk about this in real time. But now let me just go to the chat. Well, you'll go from there. So Cooper Clever, 1972 film. Oh, thanks for asking. Yes, I think maybe last time we spoke, what was it, maybe a month or so ago, I was feeling under the weather. I was maybe battling a cold or something like that. My voice was tinny and rough. But yeah, I'm feeling much better now. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Thank you so much. Artist Cinema, Daisuke, you recommend Choose Me. I'll check your Night Moves is also. I think knowing you and the films that you like, my dear friend, I think you'll enjoy both films. Very much so. Yeah, definitely. Dr. 13, my dear friend, it's nice to see you. I didn't mention that. I didn't mention anything about that, but it's an interesting observation about the cover. But I think I know what you're referring to, yeah. Archie says the Night Moves is also must buy. Yes, I'm glad Gene Hackman is having his movies upgraded to 4K. The Conversation 4K Deluxe Edition has just hit my. Oh, that's the North American release. I have the one that was released. What was it? With the in the UK. So it's really great. That could be. I'm glad that's like a huge brick. So it's great to see the Coppola films getting that deluxe treatment. By the way, has Megalopolis been released yet? I don't know. I really want to get that film Megalopolis. I've seen it already. I saw it twice actually, but I want to get that. It's still stuck in my mind. Megalopolis. Speaking of Coppola in the conversation, by means of Gene Hackman, whose performance in Night Moves is fantastic. What's your favorite Gene Hackman film, by the way, or Gene Hackman performance, by the way? There are so many to choose from. I don't know. There are too many to choose from, I think. But he was. I can't do a good Gene Hackman impression for the life of me, but here's Gene Hackman. Here's my terrible Gene Hackman impression from Unforgiven, one of the great Gene Hackman performances for Unforgiven. I was building a house. Yeah, all right. Tyler, need to watch Wages of Fear. It's been on my radar. Oh, so you haven't seen it yet? Okay. I think that's one of the most exciting things to be. That's one of the most exciting positions to be in, is being someone who is excited to watch Wages of Fear for the first time. That you are in for. You are in. How should I put it? You are in for a dynamite of a time. Oh, you got to let me know what you feel about it after you've seen it. Oh, great. Maybe you're going to wait until the March re-release of it, or are you going to watch it now? In any event, let me know how you feel about it. I'd love to hear about it. Got to get some neat Daisuke. See you. Yeah, likewise. Thanks for sticking around, my dear friend. It was great to see you. Have a great weekend. Michael, good news that Criterion seems to have gotten back to recording new audio commentaries. Godzilla and Night Moves both include. That's a really good point. I miss the commentaries. Commentaries, they're not always great. I mean, sometimes, once in a while, you'll get like a. I mean, I admit there are some commentaries that really are grating on the ear. But I understand it's great to get commentaries and new ones to boot. I think the trend has been where commentary is included. Maybe more often than not, it might be a commentary taken from, say, a previous release from some years back. Not that there's anything wrong with that per se, of course. There's a lot of great things about it, but I totally understand what you're saying. Definitely, it's great that we're getting more of those. I don't know what I mean, the technology is there, and I don't see it as being, at least in my own maybe naive thinking. I don't work for Blu-ray labels or anything like that, so I don't know what the budget is for things like this. But I would think that you could get a really good commentary track within a reasonable budget for any planned release. And with technology, you can, and with maybe how relatively little data space maybe an audio commentary option might take up in sort of the grand scheme of what you can store on a disc. I would think that you could have a commentary track or more for all the releases. I think it would be great. But I spoke a little about the great one. One of the great ones is. We were talking about Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. That has a new commentary. Yeah, it's a commentary track which is new for the 50th anniversary release edition. Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, and has among others Roger Spottiswoode, who's one of the editors. And he was kind of put in an awkward position because he was in charge, or he was tasked with the responsibility of editing down Sam Peckinpah's film to a theatrical version release. So it's not probably the most desirable position to be in. And he did it, I think, the best that he could. And he's asked sometimes on the commentary track, "Oh, what was the reasoning behind making this editing choice for the theatrical version?" And more often than not, it's really great. When Roger Sparks would say, "I don't remember." It's great. It's absolutely great. I'm sorry. Let's see. Daisuke, out of all the Criterion box sets, what is your personal favorite? Ooh, well, that's a question. That's a question. Box sets? You mean like? That's a question. Why is there a thumbs up? Anyway, okay. Anyway, thumbs up. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's a question. Maybe it could be the AK 100 set, the DVD box set, which is like the red like shoebox. It's not available anymore. That one I liked because it had almost all of the Kurosawa directed films in one neat little package. That was really nice. Yeah. Yeah. How about you? What is your favorite box set releases? That's a really good question, by the way. Dr. Yes, I asked what were some of your favorite Hackman performances. Yes, Unforgiven. Yes, yes, of course. Yeah, that's a great one. Wrong. Also, thank you. Hello, chat. Probably a conversation. Again, thanks for answering the question. That's a good response. Really, really good response. Crimson Tide. Yes. Oh, that's another good response. I know it's sort of maybe by way of Crimson Tide and Gene Hackman, Crimson Tide, Denzel Washington. It's I just recently saw. I haven't seen what is it the Denzel Washington film. What is it? Why am I forgetting? Gladiator 2. I haven't seen that in the theater, but I saw the film. What was it? The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. I was like, I'm kind of new to I know the Edward Woodward TV series, The Equalizer. I'm new to the Denzel Washington Equalizer films. So I should try to watch the other Equalizer film. It was really quite an interesting film. But anyway, oh, Get Shorty. Oh, that's a great choice. That is a great choice. E Street Rogers, Bunny. Oh, well done, well done. Image Allah, hello. I always liked him as Lex Luthor. Oh, of course. And Young Frankenstein. Yes, yes. She's about to make espresso. Of course, of course. Yes. I love in Superman how he says when he gets angry at Miss Tessmacher, and how he says her name, but it's not like he shouts her name, Miss Tessmacher. It doesn't say Miss Tessmacher. He says Miss Tessmacher. So you know it's when he figures out what's going on with the missiles, and what Miss Tessmacher is maybe what's going on with Superman and the whole kryptonite thing. Oh, hi, buddy. You want to come in? Want to come in?
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to say sorry. Yeah, hi. That's Leo. Do you want to say hi, Leo?
Hi.
Hi, we're live. What's going on? Yeah. You look fine. You look great.
Julian.
Yeah.
From gymnastics is playing, and he said that he wants you to play too.
Oh, he wants you to play?
Elliot's playing.
Oh, really? Okay. So okay. We got to play video games. I'll be down in about 5 minutes. Is that okay? Or maybe less than 5 minutes. Should I do it now?
No, yeah.
Okay. So
we're writing it up.
Okay, I gotta go. Okay, all right. So
sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So I'm gonna wrap this up and maybe give me a couple minutes then. Okay,
30
so
minutes?
3 minutes. Is that okay? Thank you. All right. So that was a guest appearance from Leo, and he says that I'm expected downstairs for some video game action. So I apologize, but I might have to cut this live stream short. But I'll go through as many as I can. What was I gonna say? So Lex Luthor, Miss Tessmacher. I love that bit. Somewhere on my YouTube channel, there is my attempt at doing an impression of Otis, Ned Betty's Otis from Superman. What does he say? It's one of my favorite lines in Superman. When he's eating the candy apple, and what is it? Are we going to Addis Ababa, Mr. Luthor? I love that line so much. Anyway. Hugh Grant. Yes, Komodo. Hello, Hugh Grant. Yes, I haven't seen the film, what is it, Heretic? But Hugh Grant's, ever since, I think one of my favorite Hugh Grant films is Notting Hill. I love Notting Hill very much. That scene. Well, I shouldn't go into too many details for anyone who hasn't seen Notting Hill, but that really gets to me. That's a really great film. I love that one. But I haven't seen his latest film. Was it Heretic? But I saw the trailer. It looks quite creepy. Tyler, what's your favorite Criterion disc sleeve or cover? I would say maybe Mishima, A Life in 4 Chapters. I think it's right here, in fact. There we go. That's it. I just have it. That's one of my favorite covers. Look at that. That's so gaudy and in your face and gold and pink and fluorescent yellow. It's such an eyesore. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's the perfect representation in sort of Criterion artwork form of Yukio Mishima. A figure full of contradictions. But anyway, beautiful redhead, hello. And you say Godzilla set was amazing. Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. Is Trouble Mine. Yes, it was released not too long ago. Well done. Jason, my dear friend, happy holidays to you, too. It's that time of year when I drive my girlfriend crazy by having the On Her Majesty's Secrets. Oh, yes. Do you know how Christmas trees are grown? Yes. Do you know how Santa gets around? Yes. That's great. I mean, there are worse things to listen to, right? I mean, that's a great soundtrack to listen to. I mean, as long as you also fill the air with a lot of Do You Know How Christmas Trees Are Grown, and also a lot of the the great John Barry horns, bah, 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 right? Boom, 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 do, and you listen to that, and you get the great image of Telly Savalas skiing in front of a back projection. Oh, it's so great. He's like, here, my white cat. I'm going to put you on the table. I'm going skiing. I'm skiing on one ski. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, caviar. North of the Caspian. My name's Bond, James Bond. We have all the time in the world. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Love and Unforgiven. Yes, yes, yes. Totally agree. I'm with you. Michael says, did you read that Criterion's bringing How to Get Ahead? No, I didn't hear about that. Wow. With me, I will follow, of course. That would be great. That would be really great. Sort of keeping in line kind of with the handmade films. With their recent release early in the year of The Long Good Friday, perhaps. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a coincidence, but that's really cool. Elder Rap, hello. My blog set of Blade Runner 30th anniversary. All right. Oh, that's great. I gotta go. All right, let's go. All right. Komodo says Heretic is fantastic. Tyler says Mishima and Videodrome are two of my favorites for sure. Oh, great. Right. Mishima and Videodrome. Okay. Oh, all right. Arch Cinema. If Mishima gets a 4K upgrade, I might have to double dip. Seth. Gene Hackman. Question and answer. Yes, I agree. And French Connection 2. Oh, of course, French Connection 2. That's the French. The French Connection 2 soundtrack, Leo.
No.
Okay, it goes like this. Sorry. Well, I'll show you French Connection 2 when you're a little bit. You want to go? Okay, all right. One more chat, and then we gotta go. Any idea if and when Killer Sheep? Oh, I love the film Killer Sheep. I saw that in the theater when it was re-released. Charles Burnett. I saw it when it was a magical experience watching in the theater. I was in New York at the time, if I remember correctly. Anyway, tell them we. All right, let's go. All right, my dear friends, I'm going to go now. Have a great Saturday. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you so much for the lovely super chat, Zach G. Thank you so much for that. Really, really kind of you. And thanks everyone else for your kindness and support. Have a great rest of the weekend. Holiday season. Watch a lot of great movies.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy holidays and
Merry Christmas.
December and weekend. What are you going to do tomorrow, Leo? Where are you going to go tomorrow?
Gymnastics.
You're going to have a gymnastics competition, right? You excited?
No.
No? I'm excited. Okay, I'll be excited for the both of us, okay? So you can take it easy because you're going to have a busy day tomorrow, but I'll be excited for you and I'll be excited for me. Is that okay? All right. And then we'll play some video games now, okay? Awesome. All right, let's go. All right, let's see. Thank you so much.
What does this mean?
Oh, I think that's telling. Oh, yes, he's saying like bye-bye. All right. Bye, my dear friends. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Clean Game, thank you so much for the question. Sorry, I have to go right now, but which aren't as jolly. Yeah, Christmas movies that aren't jolly and optimistic. I'm not sure.
Bye, Tyler.
What is it? Love Actually, maybe? That's a Christmas.
Bye,
that's a Christmas
Tyler.
movie. There's some aspects of love that maybe there's some happy stories, some sad stories.
Bye.
But anyway,
Bye,
thank you so much. Thank you, Tyler and Verde. Thank you. Oh, Batson. Oh, interesting. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Image Ally, thanks for the great response to Clean Game's question. Thank you so much. All right.
Bye, Tyler.
Bye-bye, everyone. See you. There's the camera.
Bye.
Bye.